everybody, Dan from DBaca Maker here, and this is a progress video on my dirt box forge build. In the last video you saw me build the Fuigo, and now I'm going to be connecting it to my forge by building the plenum that's going to move the air from the Fuigo into the tuyer and into the forge. And then I'm going to cobble together a hood over the forge for spark mitigation, but it's not the final form of this forge hood because it's not the materials that I want to use. But at least we can get the forge protected and do a first fire. So that's what's in this video. Some pieces of wood. I just threw away all the scraps and I came up with these. These are measured to my Fuigo. When I reinstall this on the Fuigo, this will go in, its companion will go on this side, and then I get to create the insert that fills in for the tuyer. So what I've done is mocked up what I'm going to be making for the plenum. This part, of course, goes against the body. This goes on the bottom. And the two holes come out this way and it goes down this way. And part of what I'm going to be doing is taking a piece of wood similar to this one and setting it in here, and then I'm going to have a piece of leather. And that piece of leather is going to stretch from here to here, well, from here to here, or from here to here. And the idea is as when air comes through this way, the flap will go this way. As air comes this way, the flap will flap that way, seal off this end. And that's just to prevent any backflow that might be containing ashes or other things from getting into the unit. I've marked this to be sitting inside there a maximum of 3 inches. Alright. So that's how far that's going to go. Let me make marks here. And a mark here. These are just guidelines. Think more than guidelines rather than rules. And here to here. And this is the center line there. So now I get to start measuring how far this thing has to go. The piece of leather has to go. It's going to be sticking out roughly 2 inches from the center. Plus I need another maybe 1/4 of an inch to stick into the bar, so 2 1/4 inches, a square of leather, 2 1/4 inches. I'm going to be using a vegetable tanned leather rather than a rawhide, because it'll be stiffer and do the work a little bit better. Alright, so I've got the block clamped in there, and I've got the valve inserted, and I actually used a pneumatic nail on the back of that to hold it in place before the clamp went on. And there I have drilled the outlet. It's a snug fit, and glued it into place. Here it is all closed up. I can't show you the device working because it doesn't work with, of course, the lid off, and I don't have any way of getting in there, but I've tested it on my unit, on the Fuigo, and it works just fine. So the next thing is to install it and then move on to the forge hood. So I have managed to cut off the bulk of the wall from this old dryer bin that used to be our fire pit, and I have installed it onto my forge, but this is not what I want. Okay, that's giving me some spark mitigation. This is the cover that comes off of our new fire pit, which we will probably never use because of all the no burn days here. But if I combine this with this after I cut it down, I might have an effective spark arrestor. So I've cut this apart now. It's kind of a rough cut, but basically the body is conforming to this inner ring. So I'm going to be cutting some tabs all around here to attach it to the main body. And I'm going to be stopping it about this rim. There's a bit of a wind up, but I'm going to give this a small test. Now, it might not be obvious, but this stuff loves to spark. Just like that. And now you see with all those sparks why I wanted to have a hood. I could arrest them a little bit. If I switch brands to a different brand of charcoal, I might have less of this sparking effect. And it's not entirely stopping the sparks from going out the top. So I'm going to have to create a solid top here. Piece of 1/2 inch. Let's set it in there and see what it does. There are clearly hotter and colder spots in this fire, so that's going to be of use. One thing about this is it's a lot quieter than the other forge. And I could put a grill in it and grill on top of that. Do some burgers. Okay, I'm going to come back to this later, because this wasn't the whole purpose of this demo. So, well, it certainly works. It certainly gets the iron nice and hot. right, so there's the forge, the dirt box forge. It performed very well. The refractory bricks that I put in the bottom did a good job of directing heat upward, and the Fuigo did a fantastic job of directing air in. I don't have to pump it all that hard to get a lot of airflow. So that's a positive thing. Plus it's quiet. I turn on my propane forge and everybody in the neighborhood knows it. So I'm still going to use the propane forge, just not as often. And certainly not for small things. The dirt box forge is for small things, and primarily for me to get a handle on forge welding. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the future. I have some jobs coming up, so I can't exactly devote all my time to forging right now. But as things progress, you'll see it. The dirt box forge. It's a good thing. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.